ढूंढे, मिस्ड कॉल दें, कॉल बैक आने पर कोड एंटर करें और जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार।
विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
36 for 1. Afghanistan not far behind, 27 for 1. There has been conscious effort made to give opportunities to young and upcoming players from Afghanistan, thinking about relaunching the Afghanistan Premier League. Ramesh, you worked there as an administrator, as a commentator, you've seen the development of PSL. You've been there as a commentator for IPL as well. How that type of competition can help in the development.
If you have a high wind, then you can miss the ball. And these are difficult deliveries to tackle. Well, that one scooting along, others are reared, and so what you need to do is to make sure that your bat is alongside your body. And you're looking to defend first rather than winding up to hit hard. I think your first line of defense has got to be block. And if you get an opportunity, see a bit of width, it becomes a technical game, it becomes a game of nerve and temperament.
And awareness about what can be done on given surface, identifying the shots. Do they identify the shots before coming into bat, or just assess the situation, pitch conditions, because they keep changing at times?
I think you have this general map in your mind of how to go about batting on a surface like this. And then there was this great template of Rizwan and Babar as a pair. They were very, very cautious early on. Nothing happened for the first 10 overs when they were together. It was all about managing the situation and not getting out.
Almost chopped that one onto the stumps. Hard hands. Will pick up a lucky boundary.
Yeah, it's not a pitch where you play with hard hands. It's about playing with your wrist and playing it late. And I'm sure the pressure of scoreboard and the run.
चाहिए चांद सा रोशन चेहरा नए लक्स से। धूल मिट्टी से स्किन डल होती है जैसे ये बीड्स। विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। नया लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
कोका कोला के साथ जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार। कैप के अंदर कोड ढूंढे, मिस्ड कॉल दें, कॉल बैक आने पर कोड एंटर करें और जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार।
These are tough conditions to bat at the moment. Afghanistan are 2 down for 35 in 11 overs. Happy captain getting a half century to his credit as well, and his team has been responding well with ball in hand. A lot is happening up the pitch. Riyad's 22. Ashmatullah yet to open his account. Airborne coming fine. A streaky boundary for Riyaz.
Well, you got to be lucky to survive on this pitch. He was clearly late on that short ball. Lucky in the end. That could have been a top edge or a keeper's catch.
This pitch reminds me pitches in South Africa, Durban, or pitches in West Indies, especially in early 90s or 80s. You played in that era, Ramesh. How challenging was that for you?
Very challenging, because it was about self-preservation. It was the survive Afghanistan is today. So every team goes through this. Afghanistan, it's about love. They were on top of the world. It meant everything to you. To the 12th man, you couldn't. It's about having strong body language. I think a challenge demands you to have a strong body language, and that is what we've seen from Riyaz so far. Well, getting right behind the line of the ball. So what happens is that, as you said, blank it out and move on.
Any interesting battle between bowlers and yourself in that era in West Indies, if you remember?
It was ball bossing us all the time. There was no conversation because you didn't last long enough to have a conversation.
(26 of 45), patient, trying to weather the storm. That itself is a challenge to cement your position in the team. Just 4 from the over, 12 gone, 39 for 2. Afghanistan need another 230 runs to win from 38 overs. Plenty of batters to come. 2 batters, Riyaz with good technique relatively, and Hashmat with a lot of experience. Sadab Khan with leg spinner into the attack. Quite great, just about 6.
The other thing is that when you're forced into a shell, it becomes just a little bit tough to get out of it. Because you forget about aggression, you forget about how good you are against certain deliveries, certain lengths. For example, that full toss in a normal situation would have been setting the field for these bowlers, the bowlers themselves, because they've played enough cricket to realize what works for them. They're reading the batsmen better than the captain. They know how much the ball is turning or seaming around. They should be setting the field.
Oh, that ball. Google.
इनको रोशन करे लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा.
हब्स भरी दोपहर में चिपचिपाहट सी फैली मेरे हाथ. भाड़ में जाए ये महीना.
ये किसी भी सेलिब्रिटी से तो आज ही डाउनलोड द starbazaar.pk ऐप और पाएं पर्सनलाइज्ड promotion.
So this is a good series for them to learn from Pakistan and what are involved.
And they spend a lot of time here in Sri Lanka. Conditioning camps, series against Sri Lanka. A teams playing here as well. Conditioned players for the situations, for the conditions for Afghanistan. There has been some planning behind staging this series here in Sri Lanka as well. Agilely playing this.
It's good in a way that they'll be playing a couple of matches in Lahore. They'll get, you can deal with that situation as a batting side. Deal with that a little better, what I've meant to say. Good pace, 141 clicks. And that's the other thing about Pakistan bowling. In Pakistan circuit, that could bowl more than...
Bounce. Also in Asian conditions, Australia coming to India and beating them in Indian conditions because of their fast bowlers. In the World Cup, Asia Cup, fast bowlers will have a big role to play against big teams with the possibility of dew as well.
I think in 50 overs cricket, you'll get the advantage of reverse swing as well. Pakistan, this fella is not bad. He can bowl wonderfully well with the
hitting the seam.
किसी भी सेलिब्रिटी से तो आज ही डाउनलोड द starbazaar.pk ऐप और पाएं पर्सनलाइज्ड शाउट आउट या बिजनेस प्रमोशन जस्ट अ फ्यू स्टेप्स. ऑर्डर नाउ.
Have picnics around with new constructions being built there. One of the touristic attractions. Knowledge and history, knowledge and all that.
I've got a match show, and it's a stiff contest. And you're winning hands down, by the way. Well done.
Thank you very much. That's really kind of you, Ramesh. It's an honor being part of the same commentary panel with you, and we absolutely are enjoying your mesmerizing voice and the way you put words and you just add to the beauty of the game. Thank you.
I can drop the mic and retire now. That's gone past the man at shot fine. 50 comes up for Afghanistan. They need this bit of rhythm, momentum, bit of freedom to hit the ball. Over pitched and slicing it.
An excellent player of spin bowling, Hashmatullah Shahidi. He knows the area.
Now to maybe 100 for 2. And then it'll become just a bit easy to target that score.
It's drop and run. They follow the template laid down by Babar and Rizwan till the 30th, maybe 35th over. Afghanistan, they got batters in the dugout who can do the job. Gulbuddin in particular and get 50 of 25.
Must look to pick wickets, and I think that's been an issue. Because after the platform is laid down by the pacers, the next in line need to be just a little bit more proactive and aggressive when it comes to delivery. That'll probably provide him with a breakthrough.
Massive turn. He's tossing the ball up, getting the ball to
him to be on the front foot. Only then that extravagant leg spin or spin will work.
nicely managed eventually. 15 overs bowled, 52 for 2, Afghanistan.
Well, the required rate's gone over 6 to the over here. I know that Pakistan in their last 20 overs went at 8s. I don't think that this pitch is getting easier to bat on. There's significant turn, and for the seamers there is certainly some inconsistent bounce. And when I say that, the ball's going up, not necessarily staying down, it is going up.
Absolutely, it's been a test so far for the Afghanistan batters. Plenty of support for Pakistan today. Yeah. So Nilam Kulra in the far distance. Beautiful side of Colombo. Plenty of good players to visit HD. We've been here for a while.
You can go up there, can't you?
You could. There's a rotating restaurant up there. Plenty of things to do. The last year onwards, what Sri Lanka has come from where I was. So it's safe to say.
Wondering at what point here? At what point Afghanistan say, right, we need to just pick it up a little bit. Play and say, well, we can do the same. I want to try and stay as close to the run rate as possible. I don't want to let it get to 7 too quickly. Oh, that's quick.
I think with the new ball, especially the fast bowlers bowling the way they do, even Fahim Ashraf was getting it to rip through, and Mohammad Wasim bowling at almost 144 clicks. I reckon with the batters, it's important that not to be too positive too early. We all know how fragile the middle order of Afghanistan has to be. So what Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam did, these two pair in the middle, got to do that. The foundation.
But the problem for me is that if you bat at this rate, by the time 7 and over, you'll need 10 and over. That will get to 7 extremely quickly.
Honestly, I think it's been a fantastic start so far, and the runs making has been really hard. After 15.5 overs, almost 16 overs.
से ये बीड्स विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे।
कार कैप के अंदर कोड ढूंढे, मिस्ड को।
Riaz is 30. He couldn't open the batting. And get them up and running as soon as possible. But the captain's up, and that is 2 overs since the last boundary. He's quite a cool customer, the captain. Likes to bat long periods of time. Got a double 100 in a test match. He got that double 100 against Zimbabwe in Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago.
One thing that if he has to keep him guessing, even in test cricket, even in one-day cricket, the length has been quite short. Something be changed. That's something that Shahidi got to look after. But when it comes to spinners, he got all the strokes to survive.
Look, he had a very nasty blow in Bangladesh a few months back. It can sometimes have an effect on you, and offensive field still. The amount of spin, there's no slip. Very tidy over, just one from it, 56 for 2.
Googly bowled that time by Shadab Khan. Don't think Riaz Hassan did pick it against the turn, but missed out. There was 4 written all over it. The length was there as well as the line, unfortunately. It's been a struggle so far. 17 overs, 56 for 2. Fast bowlers running the show, invariable bounce, making batsmen uncomfortable. Even the spinners getting the overs through because of that.
Mohammad Wasim Jr. out for 14 and 4. Pakistan or Afghanistan are behind Pakistan at a similar.
Babar Azam has the option of.
It's a little too tight. I know that Wasim Jr. doesn't want to give Shahidi width to be able to cut him. But I think that Babar Azam was saying, look, I need you to go across the left-hander here. I feel he might just push at it.
Good point, HD. It has happened to me as well. I'm playing days. As soon as the cow point comes forward, if the left hand is batting, gets too straight, don't want to give any width. But in this occasion, Shahid is just hanging back in the backfield. That's where I think if he can bowl the sucker ball just outside the off stump, getting him to the front foot, highest level to understand that and get that line. Shahidi might move
to you a little bit earlier. Just a couple more tight overs and it gets to 7 and it can get out of it quickly.
Just hanging out with the back foot. Even that's not that short. Just back off the length, but Shahidi just batting so deep in the crease, waiting for anything short. And straight away after that stroke, the cow point drops back. Only two deliveries to go. Square leg goes down as well. Somehow Mohammad Wasim has to have the courage to pitch it up. The only criticism I have towards him, other than that, the pace, the bounce, the movement, all brilliant. But just that length in these kind of pitches where it's helpful, it's important. Deep square leg and cow point. Patrolling the boundary at the moment.
That's a good length, particularly for someone that's...
This comes with experience, has happened to the best. This is where this young man got to learn as soon as possible. Plenty of fight for a spot with Nasim Shah, Haris Rauf having a rest. And this is where he has to grab the opportunity as soon as gets it.
Again, quick, short, well played in the end by the Afghan captain. 58 for 2. Beautifully bowled. And the problem here for Afghanistan is that Shadab is spinning it both ways. And now a slip does come into place. Yeah, this is better.
And the mid-on up as well, inviting the batsman to go against the turn as we speak. Shadab Khan signaling, I think, Saud Shakil to go back to long on. I would like to see him in the 30-yard circle, asking Riaz Hassan out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, but I think the reason behind the long on going back and the long off going back is not necessarily from a defensive perspective. I think what Shadab is wanting Riaz to do is push at the ball, is to try and push it down the ground for one, and in doing so, possibly the ball can go to slip.
Game of cat and mouse going on at the moment. Shadab Khan in the lead spinner. To bowl Mohammad Nawaz, he's a left-arm spinner. He's been playing a lot of cricket.
Partnership 28 of 53 deliveries. Not going anywhere yet. Googly. A maiden. 58 for 2.
Good over by Shadab Khan.
चाहिए चांद सा रोशन चेहरा नए लक से। धूल मिट्टी से स्किन डल होती है जैसे ये बीड्स। विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। नया लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
कोका कोला के साथ जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार। कैप के अंदर कोड ढूंढे, मिस्ड कॉल दें, कॉल बैक आने पर कोड एंटर करें और जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार।
विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन।
Some offies. Or fielded. The big fast bowler got down. That had beaten him. It would have raced away for 4.
100%. Did really well, Shine Shah Afridi. It was skidding off the outfield. But in the end, brilliant. That's what you'll want to see from your big fast bowler.
The long off, which is the long off's very, very square, not a straight long off. But if he gets the length right, he's asking Hashmatullah to try and push the ball down the ground. He's busy man.
I tell you what, Babar Azam will do well to change Shaheen Shah after the 3 deliveries, cow point, or spinner bowling with a left hand on strike. That's a business line. And this is where Babar Azam got to be a little careful, look after his fast bowler, as well as get the best fielder possible with all means. Shifting across.
Squeezed away, that'll be one more.
Right option taken by Riaz Hassan. He's trying to go over mid-off. The first delivery, smashed it really well, but only found the fielder. Second, it was in the arc, but it was 2-4. Good getting through some cheap overs, Pakistan.
So just 2 from that over, and that required rate now touches 7. 60 for 2. Did well to get to 268. Pakistan, Rizwan and Baba were very watchful up front, and then the acceleration took place, and Agar and Nawaz, their partnership was instrumental.
Give you a small lead. Last 30 deliveries, just 8 runs scored. That's how well Pakistan have bowled. And for me, these 2 batters, it's going through the motions. Slot sweep, with the amount of pressure being added to these Afghanistan batters. In the end, pays off with Shadab Khan.
Something had to give. Takes the catch comfortably in the end and gives Shadab a well-deserved wicket.
टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे. नया लक्स जो दे चांद सा.
Kamal. So 2 left-handers at the crease now. We might see a whole heap of wrong-uns bowled here by Shadab. But he is going absolutely nowhere. He's bowled 4 overs, he's gone for 9 runs. He really is spinning it. These are perfect conditions for the leg spinner. And we did say that a little bit of dew around, the ball skips on nicely and batters love it. But he's of turn.
Shahid Kamal is a good player. Did saw him during the ACC Imagine really well and played slog sweep, just getting the top edge, and a good catch. Fakhar Zaman, never easy under lights, dark skies, to run forward the way he did, kept his eyes and did the damage.
Nicely bowled. Right, now does it fall on the captain? And when I say up the ante, I'm not saying you need to slog, but they need to get a little bit busier. So maybe a little lap where you could possibly get 2. And out.
To the final lane in Afghanistan's coffin for this game. That was short midwick. It's been a tough knock. 13 of 31 deliveries. That's how well the Pakistanis have first. And skipper Hashmatullah Shahidi is second. Frustration, disappointment, but in the end, there was Hashmatullah Shahidi gone for 13 of 31. Afghanistan in trouble. 61 for 4.
Afghan all-rounder, Gulbuddin Naib, was very good with the ball. Finds himself walking, and surprised that Nabi hasn't walked in, to be honest. I know, he's the most experienced player. Gulbuddin's only just come into the side. I know he's played plenty of cricket for Afghanistan, but just drafted into the starting 11 now.
A great opportunity for him. He's having a tough battle with Asmatullah Mirzai as the seam bowling all-rounders berth. Bowled well, 9 overs for 36.
Well, maybe that is why he's been sent in. Into the 21st, 61 for 4.
Bowled well for his 9 overs, 36 for 1, and he's here because Atmatullah Shahidi with
विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
हब्स भरी दोपहर में चिपचिपाहट स्प्राइट लगा ठंड रख।
क्या आपने अपने बिजनेस की
He was starting to pile more pressure on his team. Sure that when they get to the
attack what Pakistan possesses, even a left-arm spinner yet to bowl. That's a great bowling lineup. Remember, two of their frontline bowlers, quicks, aren't playing either. They would have been licking their lips, looking at the pitch, the way it's bouncing, seeming to have a ball in this.
Rizwan thinks that this just hits the pad first. I'm not sure it is. I think his bat might just clip his pad.
Really, really close to that pad. Replay will show us. That was a good catch by Mohammad Rizwan. Ball to the last moment. Gulbuddin Naib bowled really well. That was a fantastic opportunity to stake his claim, but in the end, gone without scoring. Afghanistan 62 for 5.
विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
क्या आपने अपने बिजनेस की प्रमोशन करनी?
This was a good catch. There was quite a thick outside edge here. Yep, snaffles it. I got you. Good catch.
There was some deviation at Rizwan. Brilliant to take an up area. Dominic is going to be the one going with the arm. Babar Azam makes up his mind. It's going to be a cow point fielder.
I'm actually surprised at this field. So he's got 5 on the offside and 4 on the leg side on a surface that is actually turning quite significantly. I would not be against the man at backward point moving into a fielding position on the leg side, maybe even leg slip. If Nabi tries to get the ball behind point, he could lose his stumps.
Goes with the arm. 22 gone, 62 for 5. Good ranked turner, and Salman Aga likes to turn the ball much, but I think he just likes to fire it in.
चाहिए चांद सा रोशन चेहरा नए लक से। धूल मिट्टी से स्किन डल होती है जैसे।
They've lost 3 quick wickets, one at 60, one at 61, and one at 62. So these two now almost still needs to be runs scored. Can't just bat the ball back.
Benefit for all our viewers. Last 30 deliveries, 4 runs and 3 wickets. That's how well Pakistan have bowled, and the Afghans are bad. Unfortunately, got to say this, they've been completely bamboozled by spin at both the ends.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but I don't think it's been the easiest pitch, the easiest one-day pitch to bat on. It took a real gritty performance from Babar Azam and from Mohammad Rizwan to give them that platform which allowed them that acceleration towards the back end. But it wasn't easy, and it continues to be tough.
I think that's why HT, after today, most likely Pakistan will be the #1 team in the world. Going gets tough. 2 senior players put their hands up, get the job done, takes responsibility.
So just a single off that over. That's 23 gone now. Afghanistan are chugging along. That's 63 for 5.
चाहिए चांद सा रोशन चेहरा नए लक से। धूल मिट्टी से स्किन डल होती है जैसे ये बीड्स। विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन करे। नया लक्स जो दे चांद सा रोशन चेहरा।
Good fight back with the bat, got more runs than maybe they would have expected halfway through the innings. And now pressure is on Afghanistan. They've lost 5, real struggle to get the runs on the board, real struggle to keep the run rate up there. It's dragging behind at the moment. So Shahidullah faces the left arm pace of Shaheen Shah Afridi. The edge, just dropped short. Taken on the half volley, taken nicely, taken cleanly. Nonetheless, on the half volley. And in those conditions, he has so little time to do it, to get his hands a little bit further forward, try and get underneath it. But in the end, had to accept that the half volley was going to be as good as it got. Watch this now. Tries to get forward with the hands a little bit, but there is only so much you can do in that time. Yeah, well bowled. And this is where it is such a privilege in many ways. For pace, you've got the bounce. And it's been a pretty immaculate over, actually, so far. Found the edge first ball, one a little bit wider, but no runs from it yet in 4 balls, and he's been threatening that outside edge throughout. Still keeps the same line. Just the one.
विटामिन सी और ग्लिसरीन वाली लक्स ग्लो टेक्नोलॉजी स्किन को रोशन
दें। कॉल बैक आने पर कोड एंटर करें और जीते हर हफ्ते 1800 सीसी कार।
Very handy knock with the bat, lower down the order. Left arm spin now has a chance as well.
Compile 165 runs in the last 20. Such a huge total on the board. It's very comfortable what they have put after their...
Well, they're treating Nawaz with a fair amount of respect here. This is what's known as gentle left arm spin. We've seen the real spinners of the ball in action at various stages of the day. He just kind of rolls the fingers over the top. Field earlier with Afghanistan. That's one of the ones we've seen now with Pakistan as well.
I mean, you often hear we get 7 runs in the last 30 balls.
Yeah, I mean, the reason for that lack of runs in that last 30 balls. And let's face it, with the
स्किन को रोशन
from here, what they are discussing out in the middle. Okay, we've had this earlier as well in this innings. Hawkeye is not operational. So DRS suspended. Technical reasons, technical glitches. Apologies, dear old Hawk. So yes, so DRS will not be available at this stage. Umpires for now, we'll have to do without it. Right, Shine Sharafidi. If I upset him, but I'll tell him it's over 8s.
That's true. Playing international leagues, have a lot of experience, so if there are...
How do you force the pace without taking risks?
Haven there has been really... So it'll only be a matter of time to see how they can adjust according to the situation and see if we could at least start seeing some intent from both. Let's see what happens. You wouldn't be expecting him to take on the short pitch. And I think one of the other issues was that when they start going after the bowlers, after the...
On making doubt some sort of impression, use your feet, you can get down.
Perform in the second ODI, at what pace they need to start calibrating their change.